All right, we're almost in October. We're almost in Q4 of 2024. Have you thought about what is it you want? Have you thought about your 2024 New Year's resolutions and where you're at? Did you even continue them after January? Like me, like you guys, like most of us, probably not. We probably abandoned it really quickly once we were like, it's not gonna happen this year, stopped it. For me, that makes me feel guilty. It makes me feel guilty that I had set a goal, and because it got a little hard, I stopped. My goal isn't at $10,000 a month. I am nowhere near that. And there are points where I'm like, what do I care? Let me laze off a little bit. Let me slack off a little bit because it didn't happen. But as we come up on the new year, and we're going to set a 2025 New Year's resolution that's probably going to be the same as 2024, 23, 22, 21, 20, and God forbid we go back to 2020. What goals do you have now? What is it you want? What are you looking forward to? Now that's easy to answer. I want a big house. I want a big car. I want more money. I want a better relationship. I want a better body. Those are easy goals to set. They're easy to set, but they're difficult to attain because there are things you are doing right now that are preventing you from getting there. If you want to make more money, what skills do you need to let go of to gain the skills to make money? If you want a new relationship, if you want a different relationship, if you want a better relationship, what are the things and habits you're holding on to now that prevent you from having that? If you want to read your Bible from front to cover, or if you want to just be more biblical and read a proverb a day, what are the habits that you are indulging in that make you say, I don't have time, I can't do that? If you want to be more present for your kids, but you won't stop working and working and working, and when your kid says, hey, can we go play fetch in the back? I have dogs, right? Can we go play catch in the backyard? Night now, son, I gotta take care of this work I didn't do earlier, that I could have done last week, that I could have done last month, that I could have outsourced because it's not that important. But because I didn't do any of those things, I do not have time to help you. This comes back to priorities. What are the things you are prioritizing and making important over the things that you want for your life and what you want to be important? Today in Bible study, I read Matthew 6. In Matthew 6, there's a verse that says, you cannot serve two masters. Now, take out the God piece of this for a minute. What is it you want, and what is it you're holding on to? And these are, just for example, two things. What you want, what you will not let go of, what you hold on to, where you want to go. Do they come together? Do they match, or are they on opposite sides? Like for me, like many men, and I talked about this with my friend yesterday, and it opened my eyes up like crazy. I wanted a healthy, happy relationship. I didn't know what a healthy, happy relationship was because my basis and goal of relationships was from watching videos online of people participating in corn. Because I know I'm not allowed to say those words, right? So healthy, happy relationship, corn. All my Nebraska fans are like, oh, he's talking about corn now, hell yeah. Being from Texas, we're not Nebraska fans. I have a lot of Nebraskan friends. My sister went to school in Nebraska. I have best friends in Nebraska. So this is not a knock on y'all Nebraskans, but corn is y'all's thing. Now, in the context of this actual video, healthy relationship, corn hub, right? If you want this, but all you learned is from this, how do you expect to have this? Because this will be your perspective. And this isn't about corn. This is about health. This is about finances. This is about relationships. This is about you. If everyone says, you're an idiot, you're bad, you're no good, you'll never amount to anything, what is your perspective? I'm no good. I'm never going to amount to anything. I can't do it. You cannot serve two masters. If you say, I'm better than this, but you keep holding on to this idea that I'm not good enough, I'll never have that. I'll never succeed. They said it, therefore it has to be true because I've yet to see this side. You're going to hold on to this, and you're going to slowly let go of what you want, where you want to go in life, what you want to do, who you are. All because along the way, you never sat down to ask yourself, what do I want? And am I doing things now that hold me back from having that? If I wanted a great relationship, I needed to let go of the corn, figuratively and literally. If you want to make more money, you have to give up some comfort now and learn skills in order to monetize your skills. A job is nothing more than monetizing your skills. Person hires you to do this, they offer you this, you do the job. Whether it's entrepreneurship, a minimum wage job, something in between, $50, $70, $80, $90,000. Someone says, this is what you're worth, this is what your skills are worth, this is the skills you have, this is what I'll pay you. As much as we like to joke about people on OnlyPans, I can't say I don't think I can actually say it on here. OnlyPans, so Google doesn't block me, and multimillionaires and billionaires, and you're like, oh, you don't do anything for the world. It doesn't matter what they do for the world. They are providing something that people want. Because people want it, they pay for it. That's how the world works. If you do underwater basket weaving with banana leaves and no one wants to buy your stuff, it doesn't matter what you think. No one wants it. They're not going to pay you for it. Plain as that. There are inventions that are probably great ideas, but because no one wants it, no one pays for it. And then you get bitter and say, it's everyone else's fault. It's their fault I can't have this relationship. It's their fault I can't make this money. It's their fault, their fault, their fault, their fault. But when was the last time you said, this is what I want, and this is what I am doing that does not get me to point B? Here I am at point A, here I want to be at point B. This is what I'm doing at point A, and it's not leading me to point B. But yet it's their fault. It's God's fault. It's the world's fault. It's my wife's fault. It's my partner's fault. It's my kid's fault. But you've never sat down, looked in the mirror and said, what will you not let go of to get to that next level? If it's in your job and you want to make more money, maybe you're holding on to the comfort of what you have now and you're not willing to move forward where it could be a little difficult. Shit got difficult for me getting to $10,000 because I couldn't figure out traffic. I didn't want to be more upfront. I didn't know who to target. I didn't know who to talk to. And I'm seeing that now. This past year has just been, as a business, it's been a failure. I consider it a failure. If I had to close down shop right now, it's a failure. I had to come to Jesus moment with my wife where we're like, in a year, if things don't pick up, I got to do something different. But that's why I'm here on this video. This is kind of meta, where I'm doing this for me. As an introverted Christian man, it's not easy for me to talk about these things because in the Christian world, we're not told be open and honest and real, raw, and focused on what's going on right now. As an introvert, I don't want to be on YouTube. I don't want my name out in places. I don't want my face out in places. But I'm learning to do these things because in order to get to where I want to go, I have to speak. And in order to have what I want, I need to be able to open up to people and share things with others who might also say, I'm going through that too. This is a journey I went through, and I connect with you. I got the most out of my life once I started to connect with my wife and saying, hey, this is, obviously you're going to connect with your wife. I don't mean it like that. I mean like when you talk to someone and you actually have a relationship with someone and you can sit down and say, this is who I am, this is where I'm going, this is what I want, this is who I am. And you can say, if that doesn't work with you, go in peace, love, and light, go. But if your light works with my light, my peace works with your peace, your love and my love work together, why not go on this journey together? I would not have learned that if I did not let go of corn. This business we're running, helping you guys focus on what is it you want in life to gain the confidence that God has placed in you. He didn't place a spirit of fear in you. He gave you the spirit of more than a conqueror. He gave you the spirit of God. Like he breathed life into you, man. Like, and if you can't use that, I'm not saying change being introvert. I will always be introvert. I love being by myself. I like my quiet time. I want to be with me. The reason I want to make a lot of money is so I don't have to do anything other than what I want to do and sit there and just be at peace. But at the same time, I also understand that there are people like me out there, maybe you, who don't want to be seen. You don't want to be seen, not because you're hiding from others, but because maybe you're hiding from yourself. I didn't want to be seen because I didn't think I was good enough to speak, to teach, to coach, to lead. Who am I to guide others? Who am I to teach fitness? Who am I to talk about my mindset? And who cares about mindset anyways? Everyone's just going to go back to do the same thing they were going to do anyways. So whether or not this takes off, God placed it in me to talk and speak to you that maybe beyond your comfort level, there's something that you can have that is what you want if it's aligned with God's promises. As the good book says, you cannot serve two masters. To be double-faced is to be in chaos. Now, whether or not you're Christian, I want you to think about that. Are you wanting A, but you keep settling for B? Like our friends who say, I want this relationship where I can do this, but they keep going for the wrong people who do not fit that mold. And you sit there and you're like, what did you expect? Or if you want that really fast car, but you keep getting a truck and it's not specifically tuned to be a fast car. If you want a fast, I like off-roaders, but if I get a Lamborghini, I'm not gonna take that off-roading. So then my wife's gonna look at me like, what did you expect? If you want kids who love you and adore you, but you never show up for them, what'd you expect? Take your goal and ask yourself, am I getting what I want out of this? If not, well, what'd you expect? Now, as we're coming up on October, I wanted to do something for you guys. Last year, I did a 2024 fast launch where all through December, I sent coaching messages to help you fast launch into 2024. And it didn't go as great as I thought it would, but I learned a lot of things along the way. And this month, I want to do a sober October thing. Not that you're literally going to have to be sober. We're going to outline it in this course, in this challenge. But while I'm building this process out, I'm going to put it down in the description below. I want you to think about what is it that you want in your life. Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be small. It just has to be something. It's the first thing that comes in your mind. What is it that you want? And I want you to ask yourself, what am I doing that is preventing me from getting there? Or even better, if you have the recognition to say, I know I keep doing this and it's not going to get me here. That's your goal for Sober October. And this isn't about like alcohol, drug dependency, whatever it is. I am not a licensed medical professional. I'm not a licensed professional medical, financial, legal, psychiatric, healthcare practitioner. This is all for you. This is information. This is for entertainment and education purposes only. Now that my disclaimer is out of the way. What is that thing that you want? And what is it something that you recognize that you could do differently or stop doing or have to do? What can you start doing? Or what can you stop doing? Or what do you need to sustain doing for those 30 days that will get you to where you want to go? That's gonna be a challenge. I'm gonna put it in the description below. So if you're interested, sign up and join. There's gonna be different levels. One, it's gonna be through an email because not everyone opened the app when we had it and they weren't checking it. But I guarantee every morning you're checking your emails. So if you get in the morning, you're gonna have that reminder that says, what is it you wanna work on Sober October? Okay? Another tier is going to be like the journaling prompt so you can be accountable. Or when you have that moment where you're like, I said I wasn't going to have coffee, but I'm going to have coffee because it's right there and it's feeling really good right now. There's going to be journaling prompts for you to work through that. Because you need to learn how to train yourself, right? That's kind of the goal here. You need to learn how to train yourself to do things when you don't want to do it, but you know it's going to be good for you. Or you need to train yourself to stop doing things when you do want to do it, but you know it's going to be bad for you. On that note, I'll be in the description. In peace, love, and light. Good morning, good afternoon, good night from wherever you're watching. This is Lawrence with Candle signing off. flex.